Before we get to the movie, I understand that you and your son went to see a children's play.
That's right. There's puppeteers, but no one is talking on stage. They have people above who are doing the talking, but the narrator is doing sign language and someone else is doing his voice because he can't speak. So there's layers of communication going on. So you're like, what am I supposed to look at?
Can you see the people who are talking?
Yeah.
Okay, that's...
People who are doing the talking are way up there.
If I'm watching a play, my eyes are going to be drawn to the people who are talking.
Mm-hmm. And what was the play about? Was it about communication? No. It's about a bat that's adopted by a bird family.
Well, how did Lorenzo like it?
I liked it.
Okay.
But there was a bit where it's like, all right, when we do the flapping sign, everyone, you know, in the audience flap.
Yeah, just like Morris Day in The Time.
Mm-hmm. He didn't go in for that. And I'm like, good. Because I don't really go in for audience participation either, which is funny, considering I'm a theater person. But really, if I wanted to flap, I would have auditioned for the play.
Audience participation in plays is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
When they come out into the crowd and they're like, hey, everybody.
Yeah. Hair.
Yes.
Hair's the worst. Hey, here come hippies and they want to touch my hair. Don't touch me, actor.
Don't touch me, actor. I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode, I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good. It might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. Well, Craig, I hope you had a nice Valentine's Day. We have yet to celebrate it here in the basement, and we do that with our longest-running tradition of snuggling together on the old leather couch and watching a romantic movie together.
That's right.
If you were thinking of catching a few Z's tonight, I'm afraid you're out of luck, because I'm in the mood for some pillow talk.
Oh, look at this.
Released in 1959, Pillow Talk stars Doris Day, Rock Hudson, and Tony Randall. It also features Basement alum Thelma Ritter and Basement Hall of Famer Marcel Dalio.
He's back!
The director is Michael Gordon. Michael Gordon would go on to produce his grandson, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Really?
Pillow Talk grossed nearly $19 million at the box office, and it was nominated for 5 Oscars. It won for Best Screenplay. In 2009, it was entered for preservation into the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress.
You know, if the government really wants to make money, they should make a bookstore of Congress. Think about it.
I have never seen Rock Hudson in a romantic role. I've only seen him in Faces, which is...
No. Is it Faces?
Or is it Seconds?
Seconds, yeah.
I mix those two up all the time. I'll just say that again. I've never seen Rock Hudson in a romantic role. I've only seen him in Cassavetes' Seconds.
Is it Cassavetes?
Frankenheimer? God damn it.
Cassavetes did Faces.
This movie might just put you in the mood to have a date night with your special sweetheart, and this gift might just help you with some inspiration.
I'll take it. 50 sweet things to do on a date.
Give you some ideas. Shake it up. Why don't you tell us one of those sweet things?
I think I will. All aboard! Meet at the train station with a picnic, a sweater, and a sense of adventure. Just one sweater. That's what makes it romantic. Decide on the spur of the moment where you will go.
Well, fluff up your pillows and your blankets and crawl on into bed with us. And get ready for some lovin', because we're going to watch Pillow Talk. Interior decorator Jan Morrow picks up the telephone.
If you don't know what a party line is, this next part might be a little confusing.
That's a thing from the olden days where multiple people share the same phone line. And if you pick up the phone and someone else is using the phone, you get to hear their conversation. You hear all kinds of juicy gossip. But that's another story. This story is all about a woman being irritated by a man. His name is
Brad Allen, the ladies' man. He's always talking to one lady or another on the phone.
Especially when you sang me your new song.
Our song, Eileen. I wrote it for you.
It's called Come On, Eileen. It's a really catchy song. Eileen, Eileen Telluride.
Would you please get off this line?
I need to make professional calls. Oh, I'm so mad I could just binge eat. When she picks up the phone again, he's talking to a different girl, a French girl named Yvette.
Sing me a little of our song.
Yvette.
Dear Yvette, dear Yvette. Remember that one?
No.
Neither do I.
Come on, Yvette to Luray. Come on,
Yvette to Luray. Alma is Jan's maid. She's a drunk. She goes out every night and gets plastered. Thelma Ritter is the human embodiment of fallen arches.
Yep.
Jan goes into work. Her boss, Monsieur Pirot, is there.
Where were you? I tried to reach you all morning.
Oh, Loverboy got started very early today.
I know. He called me at 9:15. He sing me my special song. I love it.
Let's try to be adult about this and work out some sort of schedule where I can make my business calls and you can make your... whatever you call the calls you make.
They're called booty calls.
Well, what is a girl supposed to do? Go out in the street and ask the first man she meets to come home with her?
No, don't do that, ma'am. It don't work.
It works if you're Doris Day. It also works if you're Rock Hudson. But we're supposed to keep that on the down low at this point.
Bedroom problems.
Bedouin problems.
They're always tramping through.
Wandering through with their trains of camels.
Yes. Now, Jan isn't a lonely lady. In fact, she's being wooed by Jonathan, who's one of her clients. And Jonathan is rich.
Jan, why won't you marry me? This time it'll be different, Jan. You'll see. We'll go to Mexico.
I'll take you to one of those weird donkey shows where the donkey is painted and everyone has a good time.
Get off my back, lady.
Or get on my back. It's all the same to me. I like sex.
Brad is working on the music for a Broadway musical that Jonathan is producing.
And he tells Brad all about this blonde little honey that he wants to marry.
What's her name? Jan.
Sorry, Jonathan, I was distracted by the xylophone player next door.
I can't tell you.
Jan is the Jan from the phone call.
It couldn't be.
Who said that? The ghost. So he tries to get information from Jonathan. Jonathan says, no way, you're a ladies' man. I don't want you horning in on my action. From this woman who's already told me that she's not interested in me, but I'm going to pursue her anyway and not let you do it.
I thought we could get together. Have a cup of coffee, maybe.
And throw it in the face of my good pal Jonathan. Really break his heart. Brad and Jan are doing their separate things. He's canoodling with someone named Marie.
She's from the South.
A song for little old me.
I don't know how such things happen.
You are my inspiration, Marie.
Bus station, Marie.
Jan's off at one of her clients' party.
She introduces Jan to her son Tony. They go to a club.
Who's sitting at the next table but Brad?
Tony gets drunk and passes out. And Brad hears her name, Jan Morrow.
Brad, my boy, you haven't got a chance.
Shut up, Brad. Stop distracting me.
How do I start talking to Jan without her recognizing my voice?
He pretends to be a Texan named Rex Stetson.
Reckon it got a mite too close in here for your partner.
Why, ma'am, I'd be horn-toed to a buzzard if I didn't help you out of this predicament. He puts Tony in a cab. Jan says, well, I'm going to drive Tony's car home.
Back home, we got jackrabbits bigger than this.
There was one night known as Night of the Lepus where the jackrabbits got real big. The car is so small.
This is why I never rode jackrabbits home back at home.
They take a cab.
You married?
Uh-oh.
See, where there were these jackrabbits at home, and one of them got me in trouble. One of them lied to me. He brings Jan back to her apartment. She gives him the telephone number. He leaves.
Well, I was just lying here thinking about your generous offer and all.
And about your genitalia. Generous offer. Just the generous offer. And just for fun...
Hello. Is anybody on this line?
Yes, I am on the line. Would you please get off it?
He plays both sides of the phone.
Take my advice. Don't go out with that man tomorrow night. He's a phony.
I know these types of Texan men.
Then he'll find some excuse to stop off at his hotel room for a moment. And that, Miss Morrow, is where the payoff comes.
Wouldn't you know, next time she sees Rex, that's exactly what he does. That coat is hideous. But he just shows her the view.
Tex is a gentleman.
Rex. They go to a restaurant for a nice dinner. Oh, look at his boner. Look, it's huge. No wonder he's so popular with the ladies. Jan is in the bath, and Rex calls. and he's in the bath. Through the magic of cinema, they're in the same bath.
Ma'am, you done did a terrible thing to me.
You done give me the chlamydia, and now I gotta go see the doctor.
Sure turned out to be a friendly town.
Craig, I'm sorry to have to say this, but I'm very turned on right now. Brad shows up. He sees Jan coming out of Jonathan's office. He needs to get scarce.
And he has to duck into the nearest office.
So many fertile vaginas. I don't know where to start.
I haven't been feeling too well. Probably just an upset stomach, but,
Could be my ovaries. He leads the nurse to believe that he thinks that he's going to have a baby from his loins.
The man said he was going to have a baby, and you let him get away?
It's the scientific breakthrough of the century.
Medical science still has many unknown regions to explore.
Hide stands to what? Brad calls her up again.
Has this guy kissed you or anything?
Well, he must be the type who's not interested in ladies.
They're very devoted to their mothers. You know, the type that likes to collect cooking recipes.
Or pose as a romantic lead in movies for decades and, fool everyone.
Why, this isn't Rex Stetson. This is...
Max Jackson.
Jonathan knows that Brad is posing as Rex, and he's making the moves on Jan. They're at this club called the Hidden Door.
Everybody!
Yeah, rolling, rolling, yeah, rolling, rolling.
Yeah, roly, poly. Yeah, roly, poly. She convinces Rex to kiss her.
Yeah, you like me. I need to go to the bathroom.
She goes off to the powder room, and Jonathan shows up. I know what you're doing, Brad. I'm sending you away to my Connecticut house, where you're going to finish those songs that you are supposed to write for me. You're going to be out of the way, and I am going to make the moves on Jan, who has previously stated that she's not interested in me. I gotta go take myself to Connecticut. Why don't you come with me?
Well, I certainly should be able to trust you by now.
I mean, there's no way you could be some sort of elaborate liar. Jonathan finds out that Brad took Jan to Connecticut.
Meanwhile, at Connecticut, there's a roaring fire.
Brad sees one of his songs, the song that would reveal that he's actually Brad Allen. So he hides it in a really secure location, and he goes out to chop some firewood.
Hurry back.
Quicker than a cow poke chasing a chalk wagon.
And I'll be back to poke your wagon in just a couple minutes. Jan finds the song. She finds out that he's Brad. Percussion! Repercussion! Jonathan shows up.
Will you please take me home?
Of course.
He drives her home. She's crying the whole way. Darling, doesn't this experience make you crave a mediocre lover? They go to Henry's Diner for a break. Jan, I know what'll cheer you up. A cool, refreshing Michelob. Jonathan tries to bring her to her senses with a slap to the face.
This is for your own good.
Craig, this is for your own good. And he gets beat up by all the locals. Brad goes to Jonathan's office.
Look, I don't blame you for hating me.
Haters gonna hate, we all know that. The nurse from the gynecologist's office sees him.
And you let him get away again?
I need this man for research. Or something. Brad gets together with Alma the drunk.
She decorates apartments. You hire her to do your place.
I look upon Brad Allen like any other disease. I've had him, it's over, I'm immune to him.
I'm going to see you entirely professionally as a client. By the time you're done decorating this apartment, you're gonna be in love with me.
Brad is on the phone.
Eileen? Brad.
I'm sitting in a very uncomfortable position right now and thinking of you. He's breaking up with all his girlfriends. Jan's the only gal for him. She goes out and buys all of the worst furnishings and accoutrements. His apartment is tacky. That's how she gets her revenge.
He gets enraged.
He marches over to her apartment. He grabs her by force.
Officer, arrest this man. He's taking me out to his apartment.
Can't say as I blame him, miss.
Look what you did. I love you. And they kiss.
And babies are made.
And I'm gonna have a baby.
Of course you are!
Call the police so they can grin and ignore this. being hauled off by doctors just like in the movie Faces.
Seconds.
God damn it! And these are exactly the kind of things that can happen to you when you engage in pillow talk.
Is there a technology more outdated than the party line? Something from a very specific time in history when people just shared phone lines.
It's not as dated as you think.
Really?
Tona grew up in rural Oregon, and when she was a very young girl, her family had a party line.
Not even very young. It was probably until I was a teenager at least.
Until she was a teenager.
Teenager.
Family had a party line.
Wow. I wasn't expecting to be really amused by this movie because I'm not amused by most romantic comedies from the 50s. I was laughing more at this one than I've laughed at a movie Down in the Basement for years.
Yeah, Tony Randall really helps. I've always wondered what it is about Tony Randall that makes him special. And I think that Tony Randall is a chicken pot pie.
Go on.
Well, we've all had one. We've all seen them. You look at a chicken pot pie, and you know exactly what you're in for. You know what that crust is going to taste like. You know it's in there. It's got the peas, it's got the carrots, it's got that...
chicken.
Yeah, I know exactly what that's all about. And then you bite the chicken pot pie, and you think, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life. That's Tony Randall, the chicken pot pie.
Yes, he basically always plays the same character.
And I think this was a bit of a variation on that sort of like hapless schlub, because he's very devious.
But he's playing it just so sweet and innocent the entire time, so that by the time he becomes straight up conniving, it's quite the surprise.
Yeah. I think the movie kind of pulls off an interesting alchemy, and I think this was why it was such a hit. Because Doris Day, not sexy.
No, she's...
Rock Hudson is sort of out of her league. And so this almost becomes like a female fantasy movie.
If Jan can make it, then Sally can make it, then I can make it. There's a very specific romantic comedy, which is the Doris Day Rock Hudson romantic comedy.
And there were only 3 of them.
It's so much of a micro genre that, remember, like 20 years ago, Renee Zellweger was in a...
Down with Love.
Down with Love, which is a Doris Day Rock Hudson movie.
It's a pastiche.
Things are really sexually charged in this movie.
It's pretty racy,
This movie is all about the repressions of the 1950s, and also this other fantasy that we could have some sort of sexual liberation in America.
Well, and just talking about things like therapy.
My analyst will never believe this.
Neither will mine.
Oh, New Yorkers.
It's very urbane.
Rock Hudson is the closest thing that American technology achieved to Cary Grant. You know, he looks so much like him. He has nearly the same amount of charm.
He's more manly than Cary Grant. At times he's got sort of a Robert Mitchum quality to him. This is going to sound like a strange question. What are the origins of the word poop?
Party pooper.
Party pooper, yeah.
Now, obviously, that doesn't mean you go to the party and you make a mess. Although I heard about a party like that once from a friend. What does the word mean in that context?
I don't know. I'm going to blame the French. I'm going to say that there's some word that's poop, or where were we? Poop?
Well, to poop on something means like you poop on the party. It means you bring it down.
Mm-hmm.
But what?
Where did that come from?
What does it mean when you remove it from the biological sense? Scatological sense.
I don't know, Matt.
And poop also means information.
I love etymology. I would love to be able to answer your question.
Or I just need to read the Oxford English Dictionary.
Possibly, there's that.
Yeah.
A big trick with this type of plot, it's very hard to pull off the pile of lies plot, where I have made this lie and have to build another lie on top of it. And you know that the lie tower has to collapse eventually. But it's okay. All is forgiven. And that's a very tricky thing to pull off. Do you think that they pulled it off?
Not really. Yeah. No. Because her turn at the very end is not all that convincing. And he does not convince her. The ending is weak.
But necessary.
You come to this movie for the comedy, you come to this movie for the escalation and the subterfuge. You don't come to it for a satisfying resolution or even a good plot.
Yeah.
Pillow talk. We've woken up. It's time to get up and greet the brand new dawn that is Seen It.
Seen It.
Mason Chenow's The Last Duel was the best I saw in theaters. Seen It.
Seen It.
Matt Damon's mullet notwithstanding, I thought that this was an excellent film. Certainly deserved more acclaim than it got.
Yes. But I understand that audiences didn't latch onto it. It's a movie that's hard to latch onto when it's starting, because it's a story told 3 times, And with every retelling, more details are filled in. I was kind of lost. But then as it goes through it all, then it just feels structurally more fortified. There's a movie to compare this to. It, of course, would be Rashomon. I know Rashomon's a very good movie. It's never the movie I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be people looking at the same thing and just misunderstanding things a little bit. While this one is my idea of what I wanted Rashomon to be.
Okay.
Where there's a kiss that means nothing, that means something, and then means something else. Graham Condo writes, one movie that surprised the heck out of me was Pig with Nicolas Cage, reminding everyone how good of an actor he really is. Seen it.
This is a movie about someone who's devoted to their animal companion, which is a movie that I can always get behind. I just found certain parts of the plot just confusing and just not making sense at all.
The Fight Club?
Not just the Fight Club. His dealings with Adam Arkin. Why did he steal a pig in the first place?
Mm-hmm. It's a good truffle hunting pig.
Yeah, but he's a rich man. He doesn't need to... It doesn't make sense. And also, one thing that really bothered me. I understand that Nicolas Cage has become this mountain man and he doesn't bathe.
Why doesn't he clean the blood off his face?
He doesn't clean the caked blood off of it. I mean, even someone who lives in the woods would think, get up in the morning, or take care of this a little bit.
Yeah.
It's so distracting. I just sat there through the second half of the movie and was like, isn't he going to wash his goddamn face ever?
Slept in a very nice apartment. Was there no running water or towels?
You ate the French toast. Mm-hmm. You couldn't help yourself to some towels in the sink. And the title does not refer to the pig. The title refers to the title character. Nicolas Cage is the pig.
He's the pig?
Well, the pig is also the pig. They're both the pig. They're both truffle pigs.
Aren't we all pigs if you think about it?
The Cage is the pig.
You think he's the pig?
Yes, and the pig is a pig.
Because he knows how to find truffles?
He does know how to find truffles.
I know
because he says at the end, he says, I don't need the pig. I can find truffles myself.
Yeah.
I just like the pig because the pig's my friend. My Cage. You've heard it before.
Yeah.
This won't be the last time you hear me do Nicolas Cage. Ocean Sage. William Hickey was absolutely amazing in a supporting role in The Boston Strangler, 1968, with Tony Curtis. Seen it.
Not seen it.
It's very much like Zodiac, where it's this serial killer epic. I watched this pre-vaccine pandemic era, and this is a pandemic story if you've ever heard it. The sad tale of people ignoring direct public health advice from authorities and paying the price for it. They go on the news. Ladies of Boston, there is a strangler. He's going around killing women. He gets into their houses and does this. Don't let any strangers into your house. And so this guy, Tony Curtis, is the Boston Strangler. He goes around, he buzzes apartment buildings, and he says, Super called me, told me to come replace the shower head. And then the women say, well, I'm not supposed to let in strangers. And then he says, oh, great. That's one less job for me to do. Okay, have a nice day, lady. And then they go, well, okay, come on up. And he strangles them. I think that's a lot of people's attitude toward COVID, certainly in 2020. One, it won't happen to me. And also, I still want my life to just be normal.
Yeah.
And maybe I can live it that way and things might work out for me.
Sergio Jr. Berueta writes, The 7-Year Itch.
Seen it. You just saw it recently.
I just found it very, very tedious. He's constantly monologuing for minutes on end. They could have trimmed it down for the movie to keep things moving along.
I haven't seen this for a very long time, and when I did see it, I was probably 14 years old, and puberty was hitting me like a freight train. This movie made me crazy. The scene where she tells him that she puts her underwear in the freezer, it made me nuts. I just wanted to climb the walls. And then he's just like, he's invited her over and he's talking and he's saying like, she's going to come over and I'm going to make love to her. It just made me crazy. It's like, yes. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thanks, it was very romantic.
And happy Valentine's Day to you too. And if you want to give yourself a Valentine's Day treat, even though it's in the past, you can go to our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. All of our episodes are located there, and there are also PayPal donation buttons where you can click them and make a one-time or rolling monthly donation to support our show if you are moved to do so. It really helps us out.
It does.
Here is one of our generous donors. It's Connor, who says, thanks for all the laughs, the quality entertainment, great recommendations for movies, music, and books, and to many more years of the show. Lots of love from Ontario, Canada. This coming Friday, you can check out the unboxing show that features more Craig and Matt chat and other surprises as well. Thanks for watching Pillow Talk with us, you young lovers. And now, take a look at this.
Must be a pillow.
Must be a pillow.
Must be.
Oh, there must be a pillow talking boy for me.
Everybody!
Yeah, yeah, roll it, roll